All right, our Hangout on Air is live. I'm here with Ameriie tonight to have a Q&A about Because You Love to Hate Me. Hey everyone, I'm Tina Burke, and there's Amy.
This is our first Hangout. Neither of us have ever done a Google Hangout before.
All right, so maybe for our starter question, let's get Ameriie talking about what inspired her story from that blurb. How did she go through her process?
Oh, so, you know, of course I put the sampler. Woohoo! It's so crazy because it's so beautiful. It's going to be so great. And just in case anyone's wondering, this is going to be velvet touch. So it's like soft touch, I believe that's the technical term for it. And the black blood is going to be shiny and also 3D. And this is going to be foiled. So it's going to be very shimmery. It's going to be a very proper pretty thing.
Right.
So I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot thicker than this, obviously, because these are just the samples. So make sure you guys are pre-ordering that baby. So yeah, so it was really cool. You gave me actually a lot of great prompts because, you know, a lot of people don't know that. But a lot of people don't know that, you know, each contributor was giving each author a set of, I think it was four. Was it a set of four, at least four. Could have been more, but at least four. You were prepared.
I broke the rule.
Awesome. It was like a list. I mean, that was awesome, though. And so I chose, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk, as well as a certain evil tyrant that shall remain unnamed because we don't want to like let the cat out the bag. No one can Google him yet. You'll know that it's a he. So I'm really excited about that. But there was another one too that I was like very tempted to do, and it was like really neck and neck. And that was, I forgot her name, but she's the vampire, the
scientist. I can't remember her name right now either.
Oh, I remember. Based on her too. I just love villainous. See, I always rooted for the villain. I think we've had so many conversations about this. It's always about the villain and seeing the other side and trying to understand like what's going on with that person. And I think that's kind of, I've been obsessed with that like forever, just because I have a lot of empathy for the villain. I think I just always did ever since I was a kid. So a lot of those things that people would think are funny, like a lot of the Roald Dahl books in which the child is like playing all these pranks on the teacher. I was just thinking like maybe the teacher is sad and lonely when they go home. There's no one there. Maybe there's so many reasons why they're this way. Well, how about you? How easy was it, or how difficult was it to come up with so many prompts, but just getting in that headspace in the first place?
Oh, I love ideas. It's just like looking up research, and then I'm not the one who actually has to write that. You know, I mean, anyone can daydream and write things.
Oh, you write too. You do write, so you know all about that side of things as well.
I don't know. I think the stage of writing that's literally the easiest to do is coming up with the ideas, right? Because you can think of so many different things. You're like, this would be so cool if I got to read about it. But then, like, actually exploring the details and making them come to life is what's really key and what's really fascinating whenever you're reading, right? And that's what you do so well with like the little details in your story are excellent.
Oh, thank you. For those of you guys who don't know, Christine is also my critique partner, and she's awesome. She's really helped me a lot. I think you've read everything. You've read everything.
Not, what's his name? Chloe, right? I don't think.
Oh, no one's read the Chloes yet. It's now called the Chloes. No one has read that yet. Just me. I'm the only person who's read it. And so yeah, it's got some brushing up to do. For those of you guys who don't know, Christina and I met on Maggie Stiefvater's Critique Partner Find.
Yeah.
Which is really good. If you're a writer, definitely check out Maggie Stiefvater's Critique Partner Find. It's kind of like a love match thing. It's really hilarious the way she sets it up. But we met that way, and then we kind of exchanged some papers, and then we just kind of, like, you know, it really just worked for us. We really trusted each other's opinion. So then, of course, when we did this project, I was definitely like, I must have Christina, give me my prompts. I knew that I would love any prompt that you would give me. So I wasn't as nervous, because the idea of getting a prompt from someone is really nerve-wracking.
It is, but I have no doubt that you would have been able to succeed with any prompt that you were given.
Thank you. I actually broke out into like a little mini sweat when I just said it, because just thinking about it, it's just like, what if you can't deliver? What if you don't know what to do? What if you don't know how to write the right short story? And then you're getting a prompt. It was really, really cool. And I'm really happy that the two combined, because I was able to throw in my love for Jack and, well, it's not even a love for Jack and the Beanstalk, because I always really liked that story, but it's because I was always indignant about that story, about the giant dying in the end, and how he like was just after his gold because Jack was stealing. I was like, well,
Hold on, Jack.
yeah, I was like, Jack is horrible. He's a thief. Why is the giant dying? I was like, I didn't understand why the giant was the bad guy in the story. I for the life of me could not understand that.
Giants are always the bad person or the bad creature, and when they're not, it's just like the exception to the rule. I didn't know that.
Well, like, breakdown on giants and like what they've always meant to people and how what they symbolize. Do you want to go into a little bit of that as far as what you wrote in there?
Oh, but I only have like 2 pages. You can't do that.
That's really good.
There's something you said there. I mean, you're also the person who came up with the entire idea for the book. Do you want to walk us through that? Because you're the one who gathered everyone and gathered the idea because you love to hate me.
Cool. Just combining the two worlds, because we've both been very involved in the bookish side of things, as far as like bookish internet things. We've definitely been through so many iterations of that. When we ever meet you guys in person, we'll have stories. People are so passionate about it on the internet, and then I felt like it would be a really good way to combine the two. My agent also really helped. It's definitely like both of our brainchild. Our brainchild is our brainchild, and I've always loved villains. So it just made sense to combine, villains, and then bringing in YouTube, doing something that hadn't been done before. Not that there are always anthologies, but to have an anthology, a YA anthology with villains, and adding in BookTube, which is such a cool element. And then it was just trying to bring everything together, and that was kind of hard because I was trying to reach out to people I didn't know, most of the people I didn't know, and I just kind of had to go out there and ask, and then asking the authors was really hard as well, because with BookTube, we kind of, there's like 1 degree of separation really. And with authors, it can be like that, kind of, sort of, maybe, but it's just different because you don't want to be the crazy person like on Twitter, like, hello, I've got this project and I would love for you. I mean, you know what I mean? People ask them things like that all the time. So I just did not want to add myself to that list. So, but I was really happy because I made some new friends and I was able to pull together the project, and I did not do it by myself because, I mean, without like everyone involved, every single contributor, without my agency, like there's no way that it would have happened. There's just so many moving parts, because I think there's like 26 of us, right? Yeah, I mean, usually I think in anthology, my agent was saying that maybe like 13, because you're dealing with the contributors. And you might have a little more if you have someone writing the forward and that kind of thing. But to have like 26, it's a lot. But actually, it's gone pretty smoothly.
Do you think that you would do something similar like this in the future?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It did kind of take over my life a little bit more than I thought it was going to. There was a lot of emailing and like logistical things, and I was like, hold on, what is going on? But it was really cool. It was like a different kind of exercise, I guess, but I definitely would do it again. I have some ideas. I've got some ideas. There are some really cool pre-order options by the pre-order swag, by the way. We have notepad, an exclusive notepad and pencil, like a matching set, which is really cute, and a book plate, which is going to be signed by me. I would love it if everyone could sign it, but that logistically, that would really
be impossible. Also, you're responsible. You're the responsible one. So.
Yeah, that would definitely be a little crazy.
So I was thinking that maybe we could wrap it up with just like, if there's one thing that you wanted to tell everyone about the anthology, what would it be?
Well, that's a really good question. If there was one thing that I would say I would want everyone to know, is that a lot of people put a lot of work into it. Like, everyone really brought out their creative guns. The essays, the booktuber contributions, they're so different. People chose different formats. They each offer something different to say about villains, because obviously we love morally great characters and we love when things aren't so black and white. However, everyone has more. Everyone expands on that in a different way and from a different angle, and that was really difficult, because when you have 13 people who are talking about villains, you are going to get obviously everyone. Well, actually, we did have one person who didn't really love villains, but you're going to hear things. We did one person who usually does not root for the villain, and it's just like, nope, the villain's never my favorite. That was one person. So that was interesting. But for the most part, people were like, I like the morally ambiguous gray character. But then you went deeper and from a different angle, and each essay, each writing contribution is so specific, which was amazing. And on the author side, you got to see some really, there's a big diverse list of villains there. It goes from the really atrocious to some of the more empathetic villains. There are different styles of the story as well. You have some of the straightforward tales, as well as there's a really cool texting story. It's a story that's told all in text. So I think we really got to have fun, and I think just having the prompt parameters kind of made everyone start thinking, what's a different way I can structure the story or my writing piece, which I thought that was really cool. Mine's a story though. Mine's not like any kind of like text or writing backwards or anything like that. It's pretty much straight up story.
But don't be underselling your story. I love it, and everyone else is gonna love it too, girl.
Thank you. I do really like my story as well. I do really like my story as well. I love it.
Woohoo! All right. So Because You Love to Hate Me is being released on July 11th, and we hope that you all can pre-order between now and then. If you want to join us on Twitter from June 5th through July 24th, we're going to be talking about villains then again, and you'll probably hear more from us in the future soon too about the anthology.
All over the internet. Make sure you guys pre-order. Support the anthology because we want to also do this again.
Woohoo! All right. Okay.
Bye.